All right. Here's one for you. I had a very, very active life. I was only running for about 30 years, and all the events that you guys are hearing within a 30-year period. I've been sitting down studying the television and the internet for the rest of this time. See, you guys talk about friends, and you go and you tell on each other, you do all that old cheating stuff. I'm going to tell you one event about a best friend of mine. Only one friend I had in my life, and his name was Anzo. Okay, now I hope he's still alive. He'll enjoy this too because he knows it's true, you know. And he had a Corvette, and so he come pick me up one night. He worked in the, he got up at about midnight. He picked me up, and he was drunk. And he says, I want to, come on, get in. Let's go see how fast the car go. I said, what? He said, yeah. I said, no, man, I ain't going to see how fast the car go. He drunk, just got off from work at the plant. Everybody worked at the car plants back then. And so he said, well, get in. Let's go for a ride. I said, all right, man. At midnight or so, he had so many bottles, I mean, cans and bottles of liquor, empty cans and stuff. It was just a bunch of, he was been drinking at work. All them guys could do that, and they have a bunch of cans and bottles. So I got in, put my foot on top of the cans and stuff, and all of a sudden we gets around there. He started driving. Then he turns, get ready to go down on the freeway. I said, "Hey, don't take us down there and kill us, man." I say, he turns and go down there, and all of a sudden he started speeding and speeding until we was going so fast it makes those white lines almost look like one line straight. Not no brakes in it. It's just straight, and all of a sudden he lost control coming up on a camper real fast. 130 miles an hour. I looked at the speedometer, and wham! We spent off that wall and went up in the air. We still traveling at high speed forward, but we were still parallel and turning 360 degrees parallel while we bounced off the wall, and we was in the air flying back across the freeway, and under the bridge it's a cement wall on our freeways. Everybody here know every bridge has a cement wall. We came down up under the bridge in the air and hit that cement wall and came down and scraped down the side of that thing, and pieces of the car was all over the street. And he looked at me, and I looked at him. He said, "I need you to do me a favor." I said, "What?" "Say you was driving." Because he had a drunk driving before. So if you get two drunk drivers here, back then you go to jail for a while and lose your job and everything. And so the police come, and we were picking pieces of the car up out the street so the people can drive on the freeway again, because we had pieces of the vent just shattered. And the door, I was right outside the cement wall because the door just gave in. It was crazy and scary. And so the cop says they took him to the back of the car and took me to the front. Oh, who was driving? Car in his name. He drunk and staggering and say, "I was driving." I looked over at him. "I was driving." He said, "You have a warrant for child support. We're going to take you to jail if you don't say he was driving, because we know he was driving because it's his car." I looked over at him down there staggering. I say, "Yeah, I was driving." Yeah. So I took the heat for that. That's what you call a real friend. Okay? That's a real friend. And but I had got a job where I was always accelerating with my jobs and stuff. I got a job in security, and they gave me a car to drive, but I had some tickets. Because I took the blame for that, and I had tickets anyway. If anything, I told them, I said, "Hey, I need you, Anzo. I need to get these tickets off me." And he says, "What are you talking about? Them tickets ain't because of me." And I said, "No." I says, "Okay then. You know, it wasn't even about whether the ticket was about him or not. It was about what you gonna do for your boy. Like me, I done for him. And I turned my back on him 2 months, 3 months before he got married. Yeah, I wasn't there and everybody knew I wasn't there. But now everybody knows what Keno did. Every word is true, Zoe, if you're alive. Okay, guys, thank you.